This is the original DNA sequence. In this example, we will be doing transcription from left to right. For this reason, our codon strand is the top strand and our template strand is the bottom strand. This will be our mRNA sequence following transcription. And this will be our translation from 5' to 3' direction. I'll now be discussing 4 examples of point mutations. Looking back at our DNA codon strand, we are going to conduct a silent mutation. Zooming in to our ACT over here, we're going to change our thymine to a cytosine. This transfer from a T to a C is going to be an example of a transition. Transitions consist of staying within either a purine to purine or pyrimidine to pyrimidine. This is a pyrimidine to pyrimidine because cytosine and thymine are in the same, or both pyrimidines. Anyway, after doing the mutation over here, our mRNA sequence is going to go from ACU to ACC, and it's going to stay the same. So looking back at our mRNA, nothing changes, hence the silent mutation. Our next example is going to be a missense mutation. We're going to zoom in into our DNA codon strand into the TGG. If we change our G over here to a C, this is going to result in a transversion because we're switching from a purine to a pyrimidine. And that's what a transversion is. The mRNA sequence is going to correlate to UGG and UCG. This is going to result in a different amino acid, which is going to change our overall mRNA sequence. So over here is going to change to a serine. The third example of a point mutation is a read-through. We're going to zoom in for this one on our stop codon for our DNA, which is going to be TGA. Our A is going to switch to a G, and it's going to be a transition. Again, it's switching from purine to purine, so that's a transition. And for mRNA, it's going to correlate to UGA, which is our stop codon, and UGG, which is going to be a different amino acid. Because our stop codon over here now becomes tryptamine, this would be called a read-through mutation. In our last example, we're going to look at a nonsense mutation. Over here, we're going to zoom into our TGG, which is going to change to TGA, another transition, because it's going to go from purine to purine. Our mRNA over here is going to code, our original is going to code for tryptamine, which is going to turn into a stop codon, thus inhibiting our amino acid chain, which would stop here, which would be an example of a nonsense mutation.